Hi, I'm Amanda Beard, 7-time medalist. I get my Aquasphere gear at swimoutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop. Check them out today.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, November 4th, 2011. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenice Monitor today, we'll talk to Arthur Frayler. He just won the 1500 at the Pan American Games. Arthur joins us right now in the Phoenice Monitor from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia. Hey, Arthur, welcome to the Morning Swim Show. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm pretty good.
Good. Congrats on a great meet in Guadalajara.
Thanks so much.
15:19 in the mile is good regardless, but at 5,000 feet, I mean, that time converts to sea level, breaking 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's something me and Schulberg were talking about, but, you know, we don't want to say, oh, I went under 15 minutes. I went 15:19, and, I mean, at altitude, which I'm not too good at, I'm really happy with it.
Could you tell a difference? I know Fort Washington, Pennsylvania is not exactly at altitude. Could you tell a big difference there?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I could tell mainly off the walls when you're holding your breath. It's much harder. But even when I was swimming, you could tell the breathing wasn't as easy as it usually is.
Well, what do you mean off the walls? Explain that again.
Usually, if you like, when I'm at altitude, and I think a lot of other people can say the same thing, holding your breath underwater for a long period of time is the hardest thing to adjust to. So when you're pushing off the wall and you're streamlined, it's harder to kind of stay under longer. I'm not too good off my walls. I'm working on it, but I could feel it.
Huh. Now, you train at Germantown with Dick Schulberg, that you just mentioned. You're going to Florida next year. You've already signed up to swim there, or you've committed to swim for Florida?
Yeah, that's correct.
Did Teresa Crippen recruit you there?
I've definitely talked to her a lot about going to Florida. I don't think she necessarily recruited me, but I think Schulberg kind of, you know, recommended Florida a lot with a few other programs. A select few, but Teresa was definitely part of the reason I went there. I talked to her a lot about everything.
What was it about Florida that enticed you?
One is the training there. It's one of the closest things you can get to Germantown, which is usually known for high intensity, high volume. I train a lot more than a lot of other people do, and usually the Florida program is known for that as well.
Now, a lot of times people swim, you know, maybe longer distance events in high school and kind of shorten up as they get older and maybe more powerful. You know, a lot of guys were great 1,500 guys, but maybe like the 200 more in college. Do you like swimming shorter events, or do you really, really just want to swim longer events?
I mean, I love swimming the shorter events in high school. I mean, when I get to sprint a 200 or even 100 in a relay, it's fun. It's definitely much different than a 1,500 or even a 10K. But, I mean, right now I can definitely see myself in college swimming the mile and the 500, and hopefully maybe by the end, being able to be fast enough to compete in the 200, something I can see myself doing.
You mentioned the 10K. We should note you were second in that at the Pan American Games as well, so successful in and out of the pool. Question, the day you swam the 10K, it was, I don't think it was the anniversary, maybe one day before the anniversary of Fran Crippen's death. Was that on your mind at all, or am I making too much of it?
No, it was the day before. The race was on Saturday. The 1 year was that Sunday, where we actually had a nice memorial for him down at the beach. But, yeah, I mean, Fran was in my mind not just in the 10K and the 1,500 as well. I knew going to Pan Ams that the last time he won a gold medal in the 10K really was that people know him for was at the 2007 Pan Am Games. So I definitely, you know, had it in my mind that in the 10K I wanted to go after the gold. Was just a tad bit short, but I think he'd be pretty happy with me. And in the 1,500 I came home with the gold. So I mean, I tell people that a lot of that swimming was for Fran.
You mentioned a memorial on that Sunday. What was that? Tell us about that.
Just, you know, a lot of us met down at 7 in the morning, and we went down to the beach. We had our USA gear on, and, you know, we kind of just, Eva Fabian played the national anthem on her violin, which Fran always loved hearing. We had some, you know, white roses everybody threw into the water, talked about memories with Fran, just good times with them. just a moment of silence, and we had a big flower arrangement made, and we set it past the break. A few of us went into the water and just watched it float out for a little bit, and it was just a morning to remember his death and his life.
Wow, very nice. It's great that you guys did that. Now, your
Yeah.
family, are you the only swimmer in the family? I heard your dad played football, right? And you've got several brothers.
Yeah, I am the only swimmer in my family right now. Hopefully that'll change. Hopefully I can influence some other people, like my brother's kids, to maybe swim a little bit. But my whole family's mainly football. I have, all brothers on my dad's side. He was married before. I have two sisters right now, and my dad played football at Miami back in the day, and swimming is definitely something that my family doesn't know too well. I'm the different child.
How did you find out? How did you find the pool and figure out that you were so good at that when you're probably playing plenty of backyard football as a little boy?
Well, to be honest, I actually was just talking to somebody about this today. I did play some other sports when I was younger, but I was really bad. Kept scoring on the wrong side in basketball. Couldn't hit a baseball. Couldn't catch because it hurt my knees. I couldn't bend down. And my dad was the coach for at least the basketball team. And was just like, I don't think this is a sport for you. So I was a fat, chubby kid, and we had just moved to Pennsylvania. I was probably around first grade, and there was a small summer club around the corner from us. So they had a swim and dive program, and I started out as a diver. And I was pretty good at it, but then I had to learn how to do a flip, and I did a back flop, so I said I quit because it hurt too bad. And I became a 25 breaststroker, and just kept with swimming.
I wonder how many swimmers have a similar story. They weren't great on land, but you sure are great in the water. It was fun watching you at Pan Am Games. It's going to be fun watching you as we build up to Olympic trials.
Yeah.
Well, Arthur, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Arthur Frayler joining us in the Phoenix Monitor today from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.